Matthew?
Hi, Don. How are you?
I'm good. You?
Good.
Good.
Am I officially registered again? I mean,
Let's see. I think you are on the list. Yeah.
okay,
Yes.
good.
Yeah, you were. That's right. Yeah, I remember it now. Yeah.
I'm sorry that took so long,
It's
but my supervisor just kept forgetting to send a letter. He kept saying he was going to send a letter, never sent a letter, so I don't know.
that's not uncommon. You're not the only one.
I didn't think so. I didn't think I was alone. So,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, I think we are.
I'll be right back. Oh, here.
Mhm.
Come here.
Hi, Deb.
Hi, Don. How are you?
I'm good. Good. You? Take care. Start checking people in here. Matthew's here. And Jasmine here. Steve. Oh. John.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Oops.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning. Morning.
Everyone ready for some more cold this weekend?
Not really.
Quite a winter. I mean, feast or famine, depending on your perspective.
Let it kill the ticks. That's what I want.
Let it kill the ticks. Yeah, this is good all around. I don't think it has any impact on spotted lantern fly that I've heard. Maybe it does, but I think we need to be ready for that one this year. That's we saw it for the first time on our farm this past season, right at the end, a little bit, not much, but I think it's going to come in strong. I don't know. Did anyone else see it?
I saw it on my property.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been
Not a
told
lot, a lot or a little or.
they were around the base of one tree, and yeah, they're incredibly hard to. Every time you spray them, they just kind of scatter. So I'm not
Yeah.
quite sure what the best method is, but
We've been researching it. You know, you want to get rid of the ailanthus trees. That's the key. One of the keys, because that's their primary food source. And when they eat ailanthus, apparently they don't taste good to birds. So like birds don't naturally want to predate them. They're also unfamiliar to native birds, but they can. We've heard they can gain if they eat native species, not ailanthus, and they change their diet. The spotted lanternfly, they become more palatable and birds will start eating them. And that's what we've seen in other regions. So you want to get rid of the ailanthus trees, and the method for that is difficult, but the only thing that we've found effective is drilling holes and squirting Roundup in them. It's the only place that we use herbicides anywhere on the farm, and it's very, very focused. And so you want to do that not early in the spring, but like mid-season. Mid to late season, so that more of the nutrients are going down the tree into the root system, and it's taking that poison, and it can help prevent resprouting. Because if you cut the ailanthus, it'll often just resprout in a lot of different places, and it'll spread. So that's what we've been doing for ailanthus, and then we have some that we haven't gotten to yet, and we're going to wrap with some sort of tape, sticky tape. Because they will hang out and climb up the tree trunk of the ailanthus, the spotted lanternfly, and other trees, and they'll nest there. They'll lay their eggs. So we're going to try some sticky tape with some like mesh covering to prevent birds from accessing the tape. So we'll see how that goes. Nothing's going to be perfect, but everything we've heard is it's like a huge flush for a year or 2 or 3 years, and then it naturally kind of dies down. So it's not the end of times.
okay. I'm glad to hear that, because they terrify me, just the way they cluster. They're just weird looking things. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know what it is. We're not familiar yet. So I guess we'll navigate this like a lot of the other pests that come our way. All right. So on that note, we're going to jump into it. I think we have a pretty short meeting. Not a lot of some things in process. So, Don, how are you?
I'm good, Dave. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. Happy there's snow on the ground. Do you need to take a roll?
I've got everyone crossed off as they came in, so I'm good for now. Yep.
Okay, great. We have minutes. Any comments on the minutes from last month? All right, we'll take a motion in a second to adopt them.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Steve and Kara, thank you. Anyone opposed? Make yourself known. Great, minutes are approved. All right, Don, task force members will be appointed at the February 11th meeting. Great, and there's some nominations still outstanding. This is Hudson, Claremont, Gallatin, Kinderhook Village, and Kinderhook. We also have open seats. So the nominations, we still want those towns to send in their nominations, and those people will be appointed at a later meeting. Is that right, Don?
Yeah, right. But I have heard from Kinderhook. Unfortunately, they wanted to appoint 2 people, but they're only limited to 1, so they have to choose who's going to get not. But I have heard from the town of Kinderhook in the meantime.
Wow, it's getting competitive getting on the task force. All right, that's good. So if you're in one of those other towns, please pester your board. Also, open seats still in Ancrum, Chatham Village, Greenport, and Livingston. If you know anyone in those towns and can spread the word and encourage them, that would be great. All right. Give us an update on the cap, Don. Sounds like there's progress.
Basically the same as last month, Dave. I sent our last email. It takes off in at least 2 weeks to hear back from them, but I am hopeful that we will hear back from them any day now with a contract that we can send through our system. So
Okay. Okay, so walk us through this again. I feel like we do this every month.
Yeah,
What happens next? Once we have it, we sign it, we get it signed. How long will it take for us to get it signed? Is that just like getting it over to Matt's
yeah,
office?
that's really cool. Yeah, I assume the board of supervisors already approved.
Right.
It's getting signed, so it's just a matter of handing the contract to our attorney. He shows it to Matt,
Yep.
and they sign it. We send it back to a DEC, and once both parties have signed, then we can move forward with our. We'll have a meeting with someone from DEC to go over the request for proposals.
All right.
Meeting with DEC to go over our work plan. And they will approve our request for proposals, and we get to send that out and start
Right.
for consultants.
This has been so elongated, this process.
I can't believe, I know, I don't know.
It's ridiculous. I mean, given the state of the world and the fact that we are in a state that's pro climate change mitigation, that's kind of an embarrassment, in my opinion, that we can't get this done. DEC can't get, not us. I mean, I know you're trying, but DEC can't move it along. The bureaucracy is so slow. Is there any way that we can pester someone? I mean, this has kind of gotten to the point of ridiculosity.
No, I think it's just the one, I'm dealing with one person at DEC. My impression is that she is just tremendous workload, I assume.
Sure.
That's her primary job, is just looking at these contracts and getting them, lined up and make sure all the, everything is ready to go. And I don't, because the initial, when we first sent it in the beginning of last year, was she was, working on extensions of previous contracts, and that's all she was doing. So she didn't get to ours until she had already finished
Right.
a slew of other contracts who were about to expire and had to extend before a certain deadline. So we got pushed to the back of the line, and now I think it's just, I don't put blame on anyone, but a part of it is work overload.
Yeah.
But your guess is as good as mine is what.
I'm not blaming the person doing the job. I'm perhaps blaming the decision makers for not having enough people to do the job.
Maybe that's it. Yes,
right?
I have no idea. Yeah.
So there's like a higher level dysfunction,
Yes.
which is, again, it's kind of unacceptable. But in my opinion, is there someone that we can maybe it's Denal or Brenda or Matt Morrell, someone that we can get to send an email to a higher up to say, hey guys, this has been over a year. I know you're doing everything you can, but perhaps we can do that. I don't know if Brenda or Denal are on.
One of them is there's one town supervisor on here. I'm not sure which it is.
Well, if they're not,
Denal?
I don't know if he's on. So we could follow up.
I was just going to chime in and just say CLC's had the same experience with a couple of DEC grants, and you're right, it's not the person, it's just the fact that they're understaffed and over granted, which in some ways it's great that we have these grants, but it is just what Don was saying, it's this bottleneck of grants that have been delayed through the process, then needing extensions and then pushing the other grants back. It's very frustrating. We've knocked on the doors, and it doesn't really, they can be as responsive as they can. Unfortunately, I think it often ends up being like the most pressing issue gets moved to the top, and everything else gets delayed.
The one last delay that happened was we sent out all our insurance documents in as soon as we got the grant approval, which was the beginning of last year, and it took this long. And like the email I got from DEC was, well, your workman's comp certificate is expiring on December 31st. Well, I sent it in a year ago. Well, then the problem is, well, the county has to re-up their workers' comp insurance, and
Yeah, yeah.
that doesn't get done until halfway through January. So I couldn't
Yeah.
get that renewed certificate until like mid to late January to send it back into them. And now it's been 2 weeks. I sent it in, it's been 2 weeks since I sent it in. I still haven't heard back from them yet. And I asked them what else, make sure you tell me what else you need so we can get this done. And there's no return emails.
Yeah, yeah, they're overwhelmed. Like,
Yeah.
okay, well, maybe there's some way we can send a message up the chain, maybe not. But Don, thanks for being
Mhm.
persistent, and maybe you need to get insurance documents proactively for the next 2 years and just send them ahead of time so they have them. All right, let's move along. Hopefully we have some progress there and we can get going on that soon, this decade. Okay, let's talk about Earth Day. Dylan, are you on, Dylan?
Yes.
Great.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Dylan. So tell us where you're at with the tree planting. You sent around an application form. Is that live yet?
Right. So I sent that yesterday, an updated application form that took into account some feedback I received from this group. Happy to make any, some final changes, but we're looking like 5 or 6 weeks out from when we want to receive those applications from municipalities. So it'd be great to start getting those out to our communities. The Economic Development Committee meeting, where we were going to have the opportunity to present this project to the county municipal leaders, that meeting was canceled because of the snowstorm. There is a full board meeting, I think early next week. And so I will talk to Denal and Brenda to see if either of them could help spread the word at that meeting.
Great.
And then reavailability, I really wanted to touch base with Maple Lane Nursery just to make sure that they're going to have these species available and within our price point. They have not been able to give me a concrete answer, but it sounds like, some of these trees will be available in our price point. Each species will be, but we'll have to see, if everybody wants a northern red oak, we might have to coordinate with those municipalities to maybe get them another tree because of that species limited availability.
Yeah, I mean, it's early in it is kind of early in the nursery cycle for some of these trees, I mean, it's end of April, so it's kind of on the, for some bigger operations that can bring trees in from other places or large greenhouse grows, but so we'll see. Kara. Muted, Kara.
What's funny is it doesn't show muted on your screen, Kara, but we can't hear you.
Yeah. Can
There
you
you go.
hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, sorry about that. My computer was closed, the laptop, so I guess that's what happens. Just to confirm, Dylan, so and everybody here, I can forward the application form now because I'm meeting with we're having our CCCSTF meeting this Saturday. So I'd love to just get that ball rolling.
Yeah, unless anyone requests any changes to what the form I sent out, yes, we're good to go.
Okay, great. I'll do that. And I'll let them know about the potential for tree availability to be,
And that is noted on there. Like if that species isn't available, the one you requested, we'll pick another species that matches the site, the habitat preferences of that species.
Yeah.
The town selected.
Great. Thank you.
That's great. So, Dylan, I'm sorry, can you just clarify, are we ready to go with that version that you sent out, or do you want to send a new version out later today?
Sounds like we're ready to go.
Great.
I don't have everyone's contact on this call. So I did email it to a select group. If folks could help me kind of get that.
Yeah, I can distribute it to everyone, Dylan. Yeah.
Great. So that's great. So expect that in your inboxes today, and then send it around to whoever's involved in tree planting Earth Day events in your town. That'll be it should get us a bunch of applications really quickly. and we'll continue to promote it. But I'm excited to share it with folks in Ghent. So thanks for Dylan. Thanks for doing that and partnering. And this is a great opportunity,
Yeah.
and we'll try to get it oversubscribed.
Yeah, thank you all for your help getting the word out and planning this.
So in addition to that, we also want to encourage other tree planting, additional tree planting in towns. And we're trying to kind of get a sense of what is happening in the different towns we've talked about. So if you haven't already reached out to folks, figured out if there is anyone in your town doing anything or anyone that's interested in doing anything, and you could connect those people or those projects, if they've been planned already, those dates and events, to Don, that would be great. And if someone wants to talk through a tree planting idea they have, I'm happy to join, and we can do that. We can talk through something, try to figure out something that makes sense, how they can get trees, how to organize it. Happy to brainstorm with people. So if you know anyone in your town who is thinking about doing something but just doesn't quite know where to start, then please, connect us. And we'll try to document those events and ideally have at least one in each town. And then we can get into messaging, around the it's not the bicentennial. What is 250 years? What is the 250th? What do you call it? It has a name.
I've heard it a couple of times
Yes.
and it doesn't
Okay.
stick.
Oh, it's complicated. Okay. So
Yeah.
let's call it the 250th.
Yeah.
I think it just doesn't get used much.
No, I mean,
Like
you
a
gotta wait.
sesquicentennial, or I forget the exact word. Yeah.
All right, Don's going to do a tutorial on that next time. All right, so I think that's it on the tree planting. Anything else? But just remember, please reach out, both for telling people about passing this application far and wide, this opportunity with soil and water, and also identifying additional planting events or people that are passionate who want to do something and connect us. Great. Catherine. Catherine?
I think she's muted.
She is muted.
So we have to plan a public event around this. So I'm wondering if we can just, we can find out what date the trees will actually be delivered.
Yeah, great question. We can be flexible. So on the application, it is supposed to be an Earth Day event. So we anticipate that it will be in late April. If the event's in May, that's okay with us. And so we ask on the application when is the event, so that we can make sure that the tree gets there within a couple days of the event.
Okay, so we can plan the event and tell you then.
Yeah, it can go on the application. Yep.
Okay, great, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, anything else? Terrence, you want to give us a quick update on the Crandall Film Fest?
Yeah. And so just as a recap for folks, we're looking to have an Earth Day screening on April 26th at the Crandall. We've reached out to the Crandall and they're on board with that. The idea, I think, is that they'll have to let us know at the end of February. They'll have to wait until the end of February to confirm the date. But there will be, a service fee for using the Crandall. CLC is planning to sponsor the event, and I'm going to reach out to the nearby bank and see if they're also willing to co-sponsor with us. I was just emailing with Laura Heedy recently. She's part of the Estuary program, and she's featured in the Biodiversity and the Hudson Valley film, which we're looking to feature along with maybe a couple of other short films. She confirmed that it's available for us to use. She connected me with somebody who can get us the best quality file for that. And she's also available to speak as a panelist, as a question and answer after the film as well. And so we'll continue to plan that with her, and I'll circle up with a subcommittee so we can maybe round out that panel and find some other films to go along with it. But hopefully by the next Climate Smart meeting, we'll have that all confirmed.
Great. Well, that's exciting. So hopefully that we can pull this together. Thanks, Terrence, for following up. And
Absolutely.
And that'll be a fun event. We're talking about the last weekend of April is the tentative date for that, because there are some other events that are competitive the weekend before, I think. John, you're muted, John.
Speaking of films, I know John Feldman is working on a film about Fritjof Capra. And I've found his films, especially the Margulis one, pretty interesting from an ecological point of view, and certainly the systems thinking that Capra has promoted for so long, and ecosystems. I've wondered if anybody else has expressed any interest in finding a way of working with him to have some sort of showing of that film when it comes out. That's just a question, open question, and trying to get it on the table is, and I haven't talked to him in a while about what his plans are, but I'm just throwing that out.
John, can you share a link to this in the chat so people can check it out?
Let me send it to Don, because I can't come up with it soon enough.
Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll send it around and we can follow up by
Okay.
email. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks. Anything else? We'll circle back maybe before next meeting once we hear back, hopefully the end of February, that this is a go. We have some other films in mind, and we can move that forward, and we can then start talking about a panel, and then we can bring that concept to the next task force meeting, hopefully a little fuller, more fully baked than this, and then we can discuss the details from there. Does that sound good? Great. We haven't made any progress on the countywide climate meeting. Seems far off, and then all of a sudden it's not. I did reach out to Melissa and Tony at Basilica just to kind of throw this idea out, and they seem open to it as a host. The devil's in the details, of course, and when, and finding a time that works. I don't know if there's any further discussion now. If people have ideas or someone wants to raise their hand and say, yes, I want to run with this and take the lead on it, that would be welcomed. But I think otherwise we'll just continue with, we'll start, working on that more in earnest after the Earth Day events. We just have to plan it out. Brenda.
Victoria couldn't be here today, but she said that she would like to work on this event, Victoria Mills. So if we just want to put her on the list, she'd be happy to put her shoulder to the wheel.
Great. Thanks. All right. I don't know if I missed anything else. I told you it was going to be a quick meeting. Supervisor Adams has something about the Association of Counties, an update.
I'm sorry, it's completely blanking me. I can't remember what it was I was going to
Seeker.
share with you.
Seeker update.
Something about Seeker and Association of Counties.
Oh, there was their revisions to the Seeker process that's underway right now, and they're seeking public comment on the proposed changes to Seeker, and a lot of those are around climate adaptation and also vulnerable communities, how certain actions are being imposed on vulnerable communities. And so there's, it's with a lack of environmental equity associated with siting large or, maybe less attractive projects in vulnerable areas. So Don, did I send a link for that purpose to comment on the Seeker?
I think you did, but if you want to send it again, I'll distribute it again.
Yeah, because I think that the majority of changes are based around climate and equity. So I thought this group would be interested in knowing what the changes were and have the opportunity to comment on them.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you David, for prompting me. I'd already forgotten. I went right across my radar.
Well, Don prompted you because he put it on the agenda. So
Okay, well, thank you, Don.
I just
Whoever, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the update.
Yeah.
Okay, Don, where are we at with the climate smart progress report we discussed last time? Are we
Yeah,
ready
it
to
is.
roll?
Yeah, it is basically the final draft. I did, I talked this over with Patrice a little bit. She has a few good comments that I should add a little bit extra of our plans for this year. Our sort of not just the progress report, but a little roadmap for 2026. So I'm going to add a couple, a few sentences in about their tree planting and our, what we plan on doing with the cap a little more, and the countywide meeting and those sorts of things. Just a little bit blurbs about that, but it is pretty much final. I've heard back from quite a few people. I'm going to send out like the final draft this afternoon. So it'll be your last chance to make any edits or corrections. If I missed anything that your town has done, and then it is going on. And Patrice talked about this with Chairman Morrell, and it's going to go to the county government committee for their review, and then they will pass it on to the board of supervisors, I assume. So that's the process we're going to follow. So the supervisors will get a look at this, and after. So we really don't want to publish it or distribute it widely until it gets through that the county government committee
Great.
review process.
That's great. Kara.
Hey, Don, and when you sent out the last one this afternoon, it's probably okay for me to start using that for the newsletter I'm going to create from the EMC, because that's going to take me a while to write.
Yeah.
I think that's right. Okay. Yeah. Cause I don't know how technical we're going to get in that report. It's going to be more of a newsy kind of thing. So I was holding off to kind of see when I should start working on that, because our EMC meeting got canceled because of the snow.
Mhm.
So we won't be meeting for a couple more weeks, but maybe because I want to tee it up at the end of the month for that meeting. Does that sound good?
Yeah. You can glean information from it. I guess, officially we should wait till it goes through the committee and then it gets distributed. We can publish it, post it on our website after that happens, and
Yeah,
So-
it'll be all internal. This kind of work.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I think we're going to have to, I don't know what the rules are for the EMC, but we may have to ask the county board to okay it before we publish it. So we're probably going to be under somewhat of a similar time frame, but hopefully if we say it's all linked to what you've gotten approved, it won't be that difficult.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Brenda.
So I'm just thinking about processing what Kara said. If maybe we could do those processes in parallel. But the reason I raised my hand was to Don was to say maybe we could do an executive summary or cover. So I can do some sort of not presentation, but just some short remarks to county government about why this is important and what the major milestones were. Just something to kind of cut it down to size for them.
Yeah, I could put together some bullet points.
I think that'd be great.
The whole thing, yes. Yeah.
And I don't know if Denal is on county government. I don't believe he is, but I'd make sure that he was there as well so that we could both be there at the meeting.
Mhm.
Great. Thanks, Brenda.
Yep.
Somebody else? No. Okay. Great. So now we're on to other updates. Terrence, what's going on at CLC?
Well, I've got a sick kid at home, so there's one. And let's see. So at CLC, we are preparing for a pancake breakfast on March 14th. That's something that everyone should look up if you're interested in getting to know CLC better, or if you've ever enjoyed spending time with CLC and enjoy eating some free pancakes. If you have any trouble, you can look on our website, but I will send out a link as well. We're also going to use that event to launch our upcoming or our plan to conserve Columbia County. So that's what we've been talking about often on these updates. We've completed that work. We've put together a shorter kind of communication piece, and we have a technical report which includes kind of pull-out chapters for each municipality. So we're planning to launch this in March, and then starting in the spring and summer of 2026, we're going to be engaging with all of the municipalities in Columbia County, helping them understand what the data in the plan shows and what actions they might be able to take using that data, as well as what role CLC could take to support them in conservation actions.
Well, that's great. That's a good update. That's exciting. So we'll look forward to seeing that soon. Thanks,
Yeah.
Terrence.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just putting in a big plug for that because it's been so much hard work on behalf of so many people at CLC, and that the executive, I don't know, the plan, the report, the statement that's smaller, it's going to be a really fun read. But if y'all, because I know how much you guys are into this stuff, the technical report could be really interesting too. It's a couple hundred pages, but you may want it anyway. So good work.
Great. Brenda.
So Terrence, when are you going to send a letter out to supervisors so that we can schedule a meeting with a representative from CLC? The reason I'm asking is I know that we're about to convene or will be convening in the next 2 or 3 months a zoning rewrite committee. And I think a couple of other towns are looking at similar actions, and this would be useful before those committees are convened. That exposure to this material would be useful before those committees are convened.
Yeah, Brenda, that's a great point. And I have touched base with Denal about that and connecting him with Sam so that we can find a good supervisors meeting for Sam to come to you and kind of introduce the whole plan.
Okay.
Yeah, but thank you for that reminder. I'll do that today. I'll connect with you and Denal and Sam, and then I will send out a link, probably through Don, but I send out a link to the plan so people can review it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Christina, are you on?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Great. Hi.
Hi. We have an upcoming event at Columbia Green. It is February 6th at 6 o'clock. It'll be kind of a energy affordability and heat pump focus, part of their continuing ed. I think there's a $5 registration fee that they require, but every participant leaves with one of those kits like we did in Valatia last time, which are valued at like $45. So it's still a good deal. I sent that flyer to Don a few weeks ago. I think he distributed it. If anybody is interested in promoting it, that would be great. And then also we are still hiring for an energy advisor to help with commercial and nonprofit in the area. It'll cover the 8-county capital region, working with building owners to understand and utilize new programs that are coming out through NYSERDA and the utilities to make their buildings more energy efficient.
All right. Thanks, Christina. CCE, Lindsay.
I don't think she's on today, Dave.
Okay. Now we're open. Any other updates?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Brenda.
So I was just wondering, I understand that the new energy code went into effect January 1st, and I'm wondering if, I think I understood from Steve via a third party that Tara may be doing a side-by-side comparison to see how this affects some of the CEC actions that we're using to certify for silver and other, is there a gold? I've read there's a gold, and then I've read there's not a gold, but I just was wondering how changes to the code will affect those actions for those who are still, working towards silver or other certifications. And if Tara is in fact doing the side-by-side comparison of the new code to the list of actions that are approved for certification. Do we know?
No,
I do not know.
Tara.
She's not on the call either, I don't
No.
think.
I just know that we got a lot of pushback in our town on our comp plan because there was a recommendation to adopt the stretch energy code. And I understand that the stretch energy code is moot. It's no longer an issue because the entire code changed as of January 1st. So there may be other things like that that should not be pursued because they're not of value in terms of this calculation.
Mm-hmm. I know that they did change a few things last year as far as the the whole list of actions in the program. They renamed a few. There wasn't a terrible, a lot of revision, but I anticipate some more revisions next year when the CEC program gets reinstituted, and I think they plan on aligning them a little more with each other. So there may be some changes to those actions, Brenda, but I don't know what they are going to be.
So do you think I should just contact Tara directly and ask her?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Don.
Okay, one thing for the county and one thing for my town of Stockport. The county is in the process of completely revamping our websites. We're going to a brand new provider to more ADA compliant and so we're going to make some changes to that. From the looks of it, there may be some changes to our pages, the number of pages that we have. I don't think it's going to be too extensive, but the look of it is going to be very different. We're not going to be using the Google Sites platform anymore. It's going to be something else. So I just want to warn everybody that there's going to be a change in the way things look. So that's going to happen over the next couple of months. Okay, I think it'll probably sometime in March they're going to start transitioning pages over to the new platform. So just be aware that things are not going to look the same. Content wise, I've been going through things. I don't think there's going to be a huge change. I may have to reformat things so they fit into their system, but that is going to happen. Okay, and as far as town of Stockport, I am going to meet with Chairman Morrell and the town board next week, Tuesday. It looks like I talked to somebody in the town, and they are very eager to get involved with Climate Smart and the tree planting and everything. So we may have, fingers crossed, I'm going to run it by the town board. It's their decision if they want to take the pledge or not and assign, a town task force. But it looks hopeful they will have a Stockport Climate Smart task force soon.
Good.
Fantastic. Good work, Don. Thanks. Dylan.
Yeah, just a quick announcement. One, we have a local cover crop program that we will be announcing in the next couple of months that I think relates to some of this work that you're doing. And basically this program provides a reimbursement to farms that participate in cover crop practices on their farm. So after the crops come off, we put down a cover crop to build soil health and hold on to the soil. There's also some carbon sequestration benefits. So this program is going to pay out on a reimbursement basis between $114 and $144 per acre for that practice. There will be a cap of about $4,000 per farm. That's the maximum award. And it looks like we have about $44,000 secured for this program. So I just want to bring that to your attention, and I'll certainly share with the group the application for that when it becomes available. And then secondly, we're also going to be hiring in the near future what's called an AEM program specialist. And this person will be building relationships with farms, helping them do environmental planning. A lot of what we do is working with livestock producers around rotational grazing management and nutrient management. And they'll also be, applying for grants to get funding to kind of help these farms adopt those practices. So I'd also love to share with this group that announcement once we make it.
Nice.
That's all. Thank you.
Good stuff. Does the cover cropping, would frost seeding be an option?
No, the frost seeding in the USDA specifications that we glom onto, that would be considered more of like a hay or pasture planting. And And the other request we get for the cover crops are, some farms are cover cropping early season before those like summer vegetables, and those aren't eligible either. So this is for cover crops that would cover otherwise bare soil over the winter.
Right. Right. Still a great program. So we'll hopefully help spread the word. Thanks, Dylan.
Thank you.
Catherine.
Just by way of an update, you may know that Stuyvesant has a grant from the estuary program to do a natural and cultural resources inventory. We have successfully gotten a signed contract from DEC, and we have put out a request for proposals, and we've selected a firm to work with us. I can't tell you who yet because this hasn't been approved by the town board, but we're making progress on that. I'm looking to have a kickoff meeting in March sometime.
That's great. Thank you for the update. Kara.
I'm putting it into chat on April 18th. Copac is showing at 10 a.m. This movie about bees, and that's part of our Earth Day celebration. So Don and Dave, I just sent that to you. We'll get a flyer out for that shortly, and I'll share that with you. But if we can get that on the county calendar, that'd be awesome.
Thanks, Kara.
Thanks.
Matthew.
And actually, Dylan,
hold on.
I think I don't know if you're aware that the Grange is having a farmer's day, and I'm wondering, maybe we can talk offline about that cover crop program. And I don't know if that's something that would be related to that, but we're certainly Copac. I'm on the farmland protection committee for Copac. So if that's something we can help engage with the farmers in our community and you, that'd be great. So maybe we can connect on that.
Great. And I plan on being at that dinner. I think it's February 11th, right?
The Grange one. Yeah, I'm not as up on the Grange events, but I
please.
notice about it. So I wasn't sure when it was.
Yep. Great.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Matthew.
Just a quick update from Germantown. I've been out of town for a month, but right before the storm hit, they started assembling our solar array on our salt shed. So we're very excited. There were a few hiccups along the way. I don't know if Christina has anything to add, but that's very exciting for us. So that started in process. Yeah.
That's great news. All right. Kara.
I forgot one thing. I'm sorry. We noted this in our report, but we've actually started doing all the energy upgrades to one of our buildings. That's part of a big grant that we got as part of all of our, applications to the state. So we're excited. We're getting to do more upgrades for energy efficiency in our town buildings.
Yeah, really, really great. Thanks, Kara. And you can interrupt anytime because you bring more and more, which is welcome. Jamie.
Yeah, Hillsdale was recently awarded the Smart Growth Comprehensive Planning Grant, and actually our CSC task force and both our CAC and our CSC members helped me write the application over 2 years. So we're really happy about that, but we're currently researching other grant opportunities for inputs in that process to kind of support and double down on using smart growth principles to guide our comprehensive planning process. So if anyone here has any, I'm looking at both state grants and private grants, which I'm a little less familiar with. So if anyone has any ideas or any experience in the past with those grant programs, that might help us with, for instance, like planning for certain sustainable infrastructure. That's what we're looking into. Mm-hmm. Or I guess it's called planning for, I know there's terminology used in state grant programs that's not coming to mind right now, but I think they use words like siting, like how do we site energy production facilities, community scale energy production facilities. And I think that's like kind of integral to comprehensive planning today in our small communities and in our rural communities. So if anyone has any ideas for that, Hillsdale would greatly appreciate it.
Great. Thanks, Jamie. All right. Well, here we are, February 5th, 2026. There's snow on the ground. We will meet again in a month. Hopefully there'll still be snow on the ground. Get outside, enjoy it, and keep doing all the great work everyone's doing. Thank you all for joining. We will carry on in between and hopefully have more to say about tree planting and Earth Day events and film and other things moving along at the next meeting. So have a great day, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks all.